This is for my Patreon supporters. And by the way, before I get started in this week's video, I just want to thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me. And yeah, so I just want to express my appreciation. And hopefully, by the way, this snafu with the last webinar, it worked out for the best because I think that the new version was pretty good, better than the last one. So anyway, here's the video. It's how to have a good marriage. A lot of guys ask me how to have a good marriage, and it's a fair question. And it's a question that I've given a lot of thought. You'd be surprised how much thought I've given to it. And I've come to a very simple conclusion. From the point of view of a guy, what you have to do is keep your wife busy. Keep her busy with the things that she really likes, okay? And I've identified two things: babies and property. Before we get into that issue of babies and property, and that's the key word, babies and property. Before I get into that, you got to remember that there are three reasons why you should get married, okay? And you have to satisfy all three reasons in order to get married. If you're not satisfying all three reasons, then it's pointless, okay? And those three reasons, as I've said in previous videos that you can find on my CRP channel and also my GL channel, are: number one, regular sex. Number two, domestic comfort and companionship, friendship. And number three, having children. If you're not getting all three of those elements from a marriage, don't get married. And if you're already with somebody and you're not getting those three things, divorce her. It's pointless. The relationship has to have those three things, or else there is no reason to be married, okay? Now, assuming that you have those three elements in your marriage, you're married, right? And you're getting regular sex, and you're getting good enough domestic comfort and companionship, and you have kids. Either the kids are on the way or already there. Now, how do you maintain a good marriage? Well, you keep your wife busy. And you keep her busy by giving her babies, whether she wants them or not, and by giving her property. Not giving her property, but rather soaking up her attention by way of property. Nesting. Nesting is your watchword. See, women, when they have kids, what do they want to do? They want to nest. They want to build their nest, create a domestic environment to raise those children. Now, a domestic environment takes an enormous amount of work, an enormous amount of attention and time, not to mention money, of course. But see, it is a kind of activity that women are hardwired to want to pursue. See, they have one kid, let alone two or three. They are going to spend all of their time thinking of how to improve this nest for their little babies. They will do everything and anything to fix it up. They will be thinking about every little detail of their nest because they are hardwired for this. They need it constitutionally, see? And so if they have a kid, they have one kid, let alone two or three or four, oh man, you're set. All you have to do is point your wife to the nest, to the homestead, the home where you live, the apartment, it doesn't really matter. But just give her the resources to fix it up. And perhaps you don't have a lot of money. That's perfectly fine. Give her whatever resources you do have and try to have her figure out ways to maximize that little amount of money that you can give her to fix up the apartment where you're living in. The issue of what to fix it up with, is it new furniture or new wallpaper or just little knickknacks and doodads around? That's not the issue. What you want to be doing is soaking up her time and attention. Of course, babies are the ultimate time suck and attention suck. And it's a time suck and attention suck that a woman will just be thrilled to be doing, okay? Even when the kid is colicky and doesn't let her sleep and she's like sleep deprived and kind of miserable a lot of times, because that happens with newborns, right? She'll be very happy. Even when she's kind of miserable, she'll be happy, okay? Most women don't want to have kids because they are scared of having kids. It's a big responsibility. And women, they realize how big a responsibility it is, and also they are afraid because once they have a kid, the kid is going to lock them down, lock their lives down, and it makes them nervous, okay? It's just like when a girl is like a nervous virgin and she wants to have sex, but not really. She's kind of nervous and she's like pulls back, and that kind of hesitation, because she knows that it's an irrevocable step forward. And most women, especially with the first kid, they are very ambivalent. They're very back and forth about it. They're very nervous. Simple as that. And you have to encourage her, yeah, but at the same time, force the issue. And you force the issue very easily. You tell her, first of all, that you want her off the pill. Okay, obviously you want her off the pill, off any kind of contraceptive, and you come up with any excuse. You say that when she's on the pill, she's this, that, the other. It could be true or it could be not. You can lie to her, it doesn't matter. Get her off the pill. You tell her that the pill just makes her crazy and that you'd prefer her just to not be on the pill, and you'll do the rhythm method, the rhythm method of not having sex when she's fertile, and then of course you have sex with her when she's fertile. Yeah, absolutely. There's no trick to it. See, when a woman goes into menstruation, you're going to know. She'll tell you, okay? Count 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks after the start of menstruation. That's when she's going to be fertile. And you will be able to knock her up lickety-split. And she won't even put up much of a resistance because, of course, when she's ovulating, she'll be horny. And she'll want to have sex. And she'll say, no, but she's your woman, okay? She'll be happy to have sex. It'll be a great sex, and you'll knock her up. Just like that, lickety-split. And even better, if she was on the pill the month before, and you tell her, no, I don't want you on the pill anymore, and she chops it off, right? The next time she starts menstruation, then 2 weeks later, she's going to be especially fertile. I don't quite know why, but there is apparently a science behind it, that when a woman goes off the pill, and she is no longer on the pill, that's when she's exceptionally fertile. She is exceptionally likely to get knocked up. The more you know. But this is true, you see. You want to get her knocked up. Whether she wants to have a kid or not. Whether you want to have a kid or not. See, look, you're not going to regret having a kid. There are a few guys who do, but they're rare. They're few and far between. Most guys are incredibly happy to have a kid. And the fact is, later in life, you're going to regret having few kids. In my own case, I'm 52. Yeah, I regret that I didn't have more kids. Yeah, and I'm going to be making an effort to have more kids in the not too distant future. But that's private and that's none of your concern. But a woman with babies, babies plural, a woman with babies, concerned about the babies, and you are encouraging her to fix up the nest. It will suck up all of her time, all of her attention, and she will be happy. She will be incredibly happy. And that will lead to a good marriage. See, because women are always looking for a problem in the relationship. It's their natural state of affairs, see? A woman who is with you, she's always going to be thinking about the relationship and wanting to discuss it and whatnot. And you're a guy, yeah? You're with a woman, and it's working out, so you don't care. You don't want to talk about it. Why bother, right? I mean, I don't. When the relationship is going along, when I'm getting sex, domestic comfort and companionship, and kids, I don't want to talk about the relationship. What's there to talk about? It's working as far as I'm concerned. But women aren't like this. They want to talk about the relationship. They want to fix it. And as they desire to fix it, they start finding more flaws in you. And this constant digging for flaws, yeah? If it doesn't have an object to be pointed at, this natural faculty of a woman will be pointed at you. Yeah, she'll start digging into you and trying to fix you, and of course she'll try to fix you, and then you'll resist, and then she'll be unhappy, and then she'll be unhappy that you're not changing, and then realize, man, he's got all these flaws. Why am I with him? And then, you got chaos in the marriage, right? You got misery, yes. Because women's instinctive nature of fixing a person or situation will be focused on you as opposed to being focused on who it should be focused on, which is the kids and the nest. Babies and property. Or better, maybe I should say, babies and nest. In my own case, like with my wife, whenever she gets stressed out, I buy an apartment and tell her to fix it up. Yeah, buy a rental apartment and tell her to fix it up. And it just sucks up all of her time. Okay, because in our own home, everything is pretty much on point. The kids are doing perfectly fine. And so, how do I distract her? Yeah, I buy an apartment and tell her to fix it. A rental property. Yeah. And she fixes it and does everything, and I give her a budget, and she just nails the budget, nails it all down, but it sucks up her time and attention for a good, half a year. Easily. Yeah. Yeah, because in the apartments we buy are raw, no interior decoration or furnishings. That's the way in Eastern Europe, but that's not the point. I discovered this trick of distracting her that way, and it works like a charm, okay? You get her a project to do, a nest to build, and it will suck up all of her time. Managing a marriage should be your concern, because you're easy, you're a guy. Like I said before, you don't really care. If things are, the baseline is fine, then fine. But a woman isn't like that. So you have to manage her. You managing your women and you will get a good marriage. If you refuse to manage her and you just, let things go along as they will, eventually she's going to turn on you. It is inevitable, okay? Because her desire to fix things will inevitably turn to you. And like I said before, she will try to fix you, you will resist, and then she will say, why am I trying to fix this guy? He doesn't want to change, and I don't like how he is. And that's the first step down to divorce court. See? You could be a great guy, but it's her need. Understand it, and don't be upset about it. Don't be bitter about it. Work with it. Understand what's going on, work with it, and manage it in your favor. The guy who gets divorced is a guy who didn't know how to manage his woman, okay? It's as simple as that. Learn how to manage a woman. Babies and properties, that's how it works.